So tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're here today.
My name is Mike Schultz from St. Cloud, Minnesota. I'm kind of an interesting guy, I guess. I've got a lot of things going on right now. My main focus has been on being a Paralympic snowboarding athlete. I'm a gold and silver medalist from the 2018 Paralympic Games, and most recently Beijing 2022, coming home with the silver medal. And the other side of my program is my company BioAdapt. I design, develop, and manufacture lower limb performance prosthetics for action sports like snowboarding, motocross, and snowmobiles. I'm a 10-time X Games gold medalist between dirt bikes, snowmobiles, and snow bikes. And I mean, the two passions I have are being a competitor and building and designing things with my hands, which ultimately really helps others try and accomplish their goals in adaptive sports, or any sports, therefore.
So I understand that other athletes use your prosthetics and are award-winning athletes, very successful athletes. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's a unique spot I'm in because I'm still a very competitive athlete, and I'm building equipment that ultimately makes my competitors faster. So, but for me, as an athlete, it's kind of like I'm helping these guys out get faster, and we're literally racing for tenths or hundredths of seconds. And the equipment that I'm creating is definitely helping the speed and performance. But honestly, I'm looking at the bigger picture. I see what I'm doing is helping to progress adaptive sports overall, and whether that means I'm on the top of the podium in a competition or some other athlete that's wearing our equipment. I mean, in my eyes, it's a win-win for sure.
Great. And in addition to athletes, what other audiences and people do you help?
So like some of the most common activities used that our equipment's used for is like gym training, CrossFit, being able to get that full range of motion when they're doing squats or jumps through the ankle and the knee system, horseback riding, cycling, mountain bike, road bike, anything where those activities where we're trying to absorb shock or create energy, kind of like your quadriceps do. This stuff doesn't work for running or jogging. That's totally different type of movement, but for those action sports where you really need to help out, absorb impacts and that kind of deal is really helpful.
And can people of all ages use your equipment, or is it targeted?
Our main product line is for adults. Basically comes down to people that are tall enough to fit onto a component like this, which is roughly in that 5+ foot range, overall height. I mean, everybody's different, but we did do a couple custom projects this last year where I built some miniature components for a little 7-year-old motocross kid. His name was Logan, and it was such a fun project, and I definitely think we're going to continue with that and with the hopes of creating smaller components for kids.
Wonderful. And what about veterans? I understand that you assist veterans as well.
Yeah, absolutely. My company kind of started with working with veterans through Walter Reed and Brooke Army Medical Center, Balboa down in San Diego. They had a large group of amputees that didn't want to slow down after they got back from the war and made those sacrifices over there. And I can't tell you how rewarding it is to be able to give back to our vets and help them, help give them the tools to live an active lifestyle and get back to those things that really make them smile when they come back home. Is snowboarding or skiing or getting back on the motorcycle. I mean, it's priceless when you went through a really tough time like that.
Wonderful. So tell us a little bit what you're doing today and how you have your book to share with the world and the community and here in Western New York.
Yes, one of my big highlights most recently is the launch of my book, Driven to Ride. Worked on it with co-author Matt Higgins, and we're here at People Inc. in our first official book signing, which is really exciting. In person with people around. I mean, we're moving forward. Just within a few years after my accident happened, there was so much happening with me learning new sports as an amputee and developing equipment and a business and working with all kinds of people in different avenues of sports and life. And you know, over time, you know, as time goes on, I was like, I didn't want to forget those details, and that was the true motivation to write the book. And it highlights a 10-year period, basically from right before my accident happened in 2008 to winning gold and silver at the Paralympic Games in Pyeongchang. I mean, there's some good stuff in there, ups and downs, challenges, triumphs. My wife Sara is a huge part of my story, so I mean, she comes in and out of the story a lot. And yeah, we're here today, kind of sharing it with the world. This is the first time Matt and I are you know, together with the finished book, and I couldn't be more excited and proud about how he was able to put my story into text on the pages. He was really able to capture the emotions and the details.